in front of the prison camp.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Kept you waiting, huh?
What's up everyone, Darcblade here with my video review for Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, the prelude episode to the main event Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Developed by Kojima Productions and published by Konami, MGS5 Ground Zeroes was released between March 18th, 2014 and March 27th, 2014, depending whereabouts you lived in the world. It was released on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One and Xbox 360. I personally played it on the PlayStation 4, and although the PlayStation 4 is supposed to be the superior version, I do believe you would get the same experience no matter what version you played. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes also runs on the new Fox engine, which runs the game smoothly and brings the Metal Gear Solid series into the modern age. Now, as Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes follows the line of Big Boss, the main protagonist from Metal Gear Solid 3 and the PSP games, the game is set just after the events of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Ground Zeroes is the appetizer to the main course of the Phantom Pain, and mainly goes about setting up the events of this bigger game. Like always, I will try to avoid spoilers when talking about the story, but I might let one or two slip in this review. The main events of Ground Zeroes revolve around a rescue mission. Big Boss is tasked with the rescue of Paz and Chico from Camp Omega, a US military base. Now, as Ground Zeroes is the prelude, it is a short story. The narrative in Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes feels a little underwhelming, but this is probably due to the length of the main mission, and the only major story cutscenes are at the start and the end of the game. The ending of Ground Zeroes is shocking enough and really sets the scene for Phantom Pain. It's just a shame that you have to wait so long for the main event and to see the results of Ground Zeroes ending. The biggest criticism for the story side of Ground Zeroes is its length. It's fairly short on story and could probably be packaged in with the Phantom Pain if you are judging the game solely on story alone. Moving on to talk about the gameplay, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes seems to follow on from Metal Gear Solid 4 in terms of gameplay, but expands on almost every aspect, making moving, gunplay, CQC and stealth elements more enjoyable. I cannot fault the gameplay, to be honest. Guards are smarter, making for more intense moments as you try to sneak past them and remain hidden. Now, you can play Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes in two ways. Firstly is the stealth approach, which seems to be what the Metal Gear Solid series is steered towards. I would personally say that this is the more canon way to play the game. However, the game can also be played with the approach of all guns blazing. Playing this way may be more fun, but will result in a lower score at the end of the missions. Now, for a first, the MGS series has been thrown into an open world environment. Camp Omega can be fully explored in any way you see fit. You can sneak around using the bushes, or you can motor around the camp in a vehicle. It's just a shame you don't have more to explore. As well as the open world being new to the series, they have added a few more new elements. They have added various vehicles you can control, although these are not advisable if you're trying to be sneaky. They have also added a feature where if you're spotted, then the game will go into slow motion, giving you a few seconds to get off a shot to kill the target who spotted you. Do this successfully and no alarm will be triggered. A nice mechanic, but sometimes can be abused, making the game somewhat easy if you're not going for a high score. You can no longer carry infinite amounts of items, so you need to pick which weapons and items you want to swap in and out. A great new ability to counter the increased intelligence of the guards is the ability to mark targets with your binoculars. These marked targets will stay on the map until killed. This is great for helping you plan the best route to your targets. As well as the main story, you will also get additional side missions that take you back to Camp Omega in different situations to complete different tasks. Some are better than others, but it gives you a reason to play more and adds a bit more value to the game. Now, as for the presentation, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes looks fantastic. At least it does on the version I played. The character animation of Big Boss runs smoothly, and I cannot fault the graphics really. The environment of Camp Omega looks alive, especially during the main mission with the rain. It's quite amazing how the same location can look so different in the rain, in the dark, or in the sunlight. The weather and time of day will also affect the efficiency of the guards. The voice acting is done to what I would expect of a Metal Gear Solid game. Some cheesy lines, but as a whole, it seems that Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes has done a good job in the voice acting department. Kiefer Sutherland replacing David Hayter as Snake has been a hot topic with Metal Gear Solid 5. I am aware a lot of people do not like the change, and at first I was the same, but to be honest, playing through Ground Zeroes, I got used to Sutherland's voice in the Snake role. In all honesty, to me, it didn't ruin the experience, as Sutherland does a decent job. The music is great with various orchestral scores combined with songs what you would expect to find in a Metal Gear game. Overall, I feel that Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is an appetizer of a game, hence the reduced price. Some people call it a glorified demo, but let's be honest, there's more content in this game than you would find in a demo, or even some of these DLCs you get these days. Now, I mentioned the story is very short in length. The main mission can be completed in a couple of hours, less if you're rushing, but why would you want to rush, unless you're going for a speed run? Playing through it stealthily took me around 2 to 3 hours for the main mission. Now that's not long for the price, but we are given around 5 additional missions to complete on top of the main mission. These expand the game's lifespan more, and again, if you're playing them stealthily, will take longer to complete. Also, take into account that if you're going for the S ranks on the missions, then you will get even more out of this game. However, if you don't enjoy stealth, prefer action games, hate to replay missions, then you will probably not get a lot out of Ground Zeroes, and at the end of the day will probably not be worth the asking price for you. That being said, for me, I enjoyed Ground Zeroes. I got a lot out of the small game, trying to get all the S ranks and complete the game 100%. I still have more to do on it. What Konami and Kojima have done here could potentially turn into a bad business practice, with companies releasing small games like Ground Zeroes prior to big ones to build up the hype. However, I do like to try to think that people are good, and that Konami and Kojima wanted to give the MGS fans something to tie them over until the Phantom Pain's release, which it seems is going to be taking longer than originally planned. If you're an MGS fan, don't mind the potential short length of the main mission, don't mind that there's no David Hayter, and are a fan of the stealth genre, then you should get a lot out of this small starter to what is going to be a big meal for when Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain comes out. Anyway, I've been Darcblade bringing you my video review for Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.
Confirmed. The target is safe.
Snake.
That was perfect.